What's up, guys, and welcome to another BullRush Live podcast. There you go. Sorry about that. What's up, guys, and welcome to another BullRush Live podcast. My name is Davin Spurrier, BullRush social media and community manager, and it is a beautiful Friday morning here in sunny South Florida. I just wanted to welcome all 127,026 amazing BullRush competitors. The BullRush army is growing day by day, and the competitions are just heating up with every new person that joins BullRush. So it's getting very exciting, and of course with that, we've got new competitions, we got new tournaments to announce, and with that as well, we have new prize pools. We are giving away tons of money, and just wait, you're gonna see soon just what I'm talking about there. But if you thought our 10K giveaway was big, just wait. In a few months here, we're going to be giving away the biggest prize pool to date, and you don't want to miss it. So stick around. We're going to talk about that in just a minute here. Today, we also have some really cool news out of Forex, talking about the US dollar. We're going to be heading over to Japan and talking about some new developments in Japan. And of course, everybody's favorite, that gold. We're going to be talking about gold today. Crypto, you know I love my crypto. We've got some really good news out of crypto. I mean, I'm looking at the charts right here. Bitcoin saw some all-time highs this week, as well as some other cryptocurrencies are peaking and getting close to their previous all-time highs. So we've seen some massive rallies across crypto. We're also seeing some new stable coins, some of the world leading governments are looking at introducing stable coins for their currencies. So we're going to cover all of that, as well as some new regulation. Sorry, I just realized I have adjust my notes here so when I'm talking. Ooh. Hell, typo in my notes here, so I don't want to mess it up. But we're also going to be talking about some new regulations, a new landmark moment of three actual crypto bills that were recently passed this week by Congress and the House of Representatives. So we're going to go all that, and then of course we're going to wrap up the show here at the end, talking about sports, talking about what recently happened over the weekend in Wimbledon. We're going to be talking about some baseball for all of our American fans, and of course for all the rugby fans, we're going to be covering what recently happened in the international arena with actually historic performances in rugby over in Europe as well. Who knows? I might do a giveaway. We never know. You got to stay to the end to find out. But we have an action-packed show. And as always, throughout this, you got questions, comments, concerns. Feel free to let me know in the chat. You think I look funny? I smell weird? Let me know in the chat. I'd love to see you guys interact. And I'll answer any questions you guys have. Check out the new shirts, by the way. We're going to be dropping, this is a little sneak peek. We're going to be doing a merch store very soon. So all of this beautiful BullRush swag we have footballs, soccer balls, baseballs, all different kinds of high quality sports materials for our sports fans. And then, of course, merch. I'll show you guys the back of this shirt. One sec. Oh, shoot, just dropped. Oh. Drop the whole mic. All right, can you guys see that? Ultimate Competition. That's our Ultimate Competition shirt. We got another one, Trade Like a Pro. Of course, we got this hat in black and also red. And of course, we're going to have a ton more stuff. We got hoodies. We're going to have a bunch of stuff available for you to purchase and win and earn. So we're going to have a bunch of different ways that you can get merch, buy it, earn it, and of course win it. So stay tuned for that. That should be releasing in the next few weeks. That's just a little live stream exclusive news drop that we have here. Without further ado, let's hop in here into the dashboard, and we can go over some of the newest and latest and greatest of BullRush before we head into our main news segments. just so you know, we got some new updates, so I wanted to let you guys know before we hop into the dashboard. I'll say it now and I'll say it at the end of the call. We have a huge update tomorrow. So Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be switching all credits to 1 to 1. So 1 credit will equal 1 US dollar. If you don't know, right now, all credits are 1 to 100. So 1 US dollar equals 100 BullRush credits, right? So if you have 100 credits in the system, or let's say you have 1,000 credits in the system, you have $10 in the system. On Saturday, or let's say you log in on Sunday, if you had 1,000 credits on Friday and you log in on Sunday and you see that you just have 10 credits, that's okay, because remember, it's a 1 to 1. So that 10 credits, just look at that. Whatever number you have in Sunday in the system, that's how many dollars you have in the system. So we're switching everything to a 1 to 1, making it a lot easier for you guys to calculate. You know, everybody does enough math trading. We don't need to do math trying to figure out how much credits we have in this system. So yes, Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll be switching to a 1 to 1 credit ratio. Now, with this switch, there may be some downtime on the system between 1 to 2 hours on Saturday. So just be aware in the middle of the day, U.S. time, Eastern time, whatever the time that is where you are, look it up. Around 2 hours around that time, we'll have a little bit of downtime, but we should be back up and running in no time. And once we are, everything is a 1 to 1 ratio. So all those competitions that cost 500 credits or $5 to enter, they'll no longer say 500 credits, they'll say 5 credits, because 5 credits equals 1 US dollar. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. But remember, 1 to 1. 1 US dollar is going to be equaling one BullRush credit. All right, so very simple, simplifying things up. I know you guys do enough math, you don't want to do more math, so we're gonna make it simple and easy for you so you don't have to second guess. So let's hop right into the dashboard and see what we got going on in the next week on BullRush. And let's talk about some winners, because we just had our first Profit Quest winner last week. So let me stop looking to the side here. Let's switch screens here and let's look at our first Profit Quest winner. So we're going to go over that. We got a Profit Quest right here actually this week. So just so you know, oh, sorry, this is next week's Profit Quest. My bad. Right here. Right here, we got this week's Profit Quest, and somebody already hit 25% in the first week. We got John McSee, who hit 25% in 1 day, 8 hours, 57 minutes, and 50 seconds. Now, he's going to be securing that $250 prize pool if nobody else hits that 25% by the end of the day or by 5 p.m. So you got 8 hours and 21 seconds to hit 25% returns. Now, if anybody else hits pretty much, if you hit it now, you know, you got to hit under 1 day in 8 hours and 57 minutes. If you hit 25% in less time than that, you're going to be securing the entire prize pool and sniping that cash from JoxMe. But as of right now, if nobody else hits 25%, John McSee is going to be crowned our Profit Rush winner for this week. Now let's check out who won last week, and let's just check out some of the stats from last week's Profit Rush. So last week, our winner was Chris Nair. This is a little small. I can make it a little bigger here. So we had Chris Nair as our first place winner with 25.09% returns. Let me check out. Let's actually look at his time here. This is it, I believe. Yes. So Chris Nair, again, 1 day, 18 hours, so a little longer than JoxMe over there, but 1 day, 18 hours, 25 minutes, and 44 seconds is what it took him to hit that 25%. And he secured, because this one went on, remember, the longer it goes, the higher the prize pool goes. So he secured $414 in that prize pool, and like I said, first place, 25.09% returns. The average duration between all of the trades in this competition, which was 38 people, was 4 hours and 54 minutes. So we can see that a lot of people were trading for a lot longer. We see 5 hours here, 7 hours, 10 hours. So the average time was 4 hours and 54 minutes total between all 38 competitors. 506 1,562 lots were traded. And of course, as we see in most of our bull rush competitions, gold was the #1 asset that was traded, with euro close behind at 17.5% and USD JPY following right behind that at 9.3%. We see a lot of people did shorts last week as 365 short trades were executed and 231 long trades were executed. Congratulations, Chris Nyer, you killed it. And Joxme, if nobody passes you up this week, congratulations to you too. I'm not seeing anything come up in my chat here, so just give me one moment. Let me just double check and make sure everything is working here. Congratulations, Chris. All right, let me just double check one more thing here. All right, we are live. Nice. All right, everything is going good. If you guys have any questions about that, and next we're gonna talk about this little guy right down here. Once I get this set up here. All right, boom shakalaka. We're in the green. Let's get it. Let's get this bread, guys. All right, so we talked about the profit rush. Everybody has loved the profit rush. We've been doing it for about 3 or 4 weeks now. Remember the first 2 or 3 weeks, nobody won. So last week we had our first winner. This week it looks like somebody has already secured the bag. I mean, somebody has secured the bag unless somebody snipes him out and gets it faster than him. But we have another competition, our profit sprint competition. Excuse me. Which is not going on right now. Sorry. Oh, yeah, we have not. I don't know what I'm looking at. We have not started it. So our profit sprint is going to be starting on July 20th. This is going to be our first profit sprint. So everybody loved the profit rush where you have to get the fastest person to get to 25% wins. Now this is going to restart every week. So if you don't hit it by the end of the week, you'll be disqualified from the competition. You're welcome to enter again. But remember, for the profit rush, every time somebody enters the competition, the prize pool goes up. So it's a dynamic prize pool. So that's why we saw the last week's winner. It went a few weeks without anybody winning, and the prize pool went up to 412. This week, it's still at the minimum of 250. We just had a few people join. So make sure you join so that prize pool goes up higher. Now with the profit sprint competition, it works a little bit different. Much lower, let's look at the rules first. Much lower target. So we have a 5% profit target. It's the top 3 people to get hit 5% fastest. And it lasts for 2 weeks. So if nobody wins at the end, it's just going to restart. There's no cash prize. We're going to go over the prize in a sec. So 500 credits to enter, 5% profit target. And it's the top 3 people to get there the fastest who are going to win the prizes. Now, what are the prizes, you ask, if it's not cash? Well, let me tell you. So for only $5, you have the chance of winning a $10,000 A-Book Challenge account for first place. And then second and third place are going to be winning $5,000 A-Book challenges, right? So, I mean, that return is really good. You have a lot better chance of winning on this one because remember, there's 3 winners in this competition. And like I said, first place is going to get a $10,000 A-Book challenge. If you don't know how much the value of that is, let's go over here to prop trading. I don't know off the top of my head. I know I don't want to tell you the wrong price, but that is a $90 value. So first place is going to get a $90 value, and even second and third place are going to get $45, or depending on what kind of account you get, $50 value. So, or on here it is 90 and 95. So 45 and 50, or 90 and $95 value for this competition. So turn $5 into $10K. That easy. And remember, we are A booked. If anybody, I see somebody asked earlier on Twitch over here what A booked is. A booked, being A booked is the best thing you can do in prop. I mean, traditionally, everybody knows what a prop firm is, obviously. When you join a prop firm, 99.99999% of prop firms, and right now we're the only one that's verified A-booked. There's some other people saying they're A-booked, but I'm calling cap. They're not actually A-booked, because unless they can provide their liquidity provider, they're not A-booked. So what is being an A-booked trader? Think of it like this. With being B-booked, which every other prop firm does, you go and you say, okay, I get $10,000 to trade with, right? You would think that you get $10,000, that the whoever prop firm you're using is giving you $10,000 of real money to trade with in the market, and then you guys are splitting the profits. You paid them to prove that you're a good enough trader. They gave you $10,000 to trade with, and then you guys split the profits, the 90-10 split. Wrong. What you're actually doing is you're paying whatever amount of money for that challenge, and they're just giving you a demo account. They're just giving you a fake paper money account, and they're sitting in their office, and they're like, please, I hope that, insert your name here, just bust his account. They're hoping that you bust your account, because if you don't, remember, you're trading on a demo account, a paper trading account. If you get a cash out, that costs them. So essentially with B booked, it's you versus the prop firm. With A booked, it's you and us versus the market, because with A booked, you're not trading in a demo account. You're trading with real liquidity, and we're putting your trades into the market, because you've proven yourself that you're a good enough trader to get actual funding. What's the benefit of this? Well, with B booked, traditionally, you see of course, everybody's seen the downfall of these big prop firms, and what traditionally happens is the business model there is they make all their money off of challenges, and they hope that you don't, they're preying on new traders. So essentially they want new traders and bad traders to join their prop firm, because those guys are just going to keep buying challenges, and ideally never get funded, because that's how they're going to make all their money. And then they go down because a few good traders come through, they get funded, and then they start making bank. They start making thousands of dollars, and then now they're paying these traders out more than they're making from the challenges. They can't afford that. They go under. They move to Dubai and just keep everybody's money. And now thousands of people are pissed off, and they have a bad taste in their mouth in the prop industry. For us, we're putting your trades into the market. So guess what? If you're profitable, we're profitable. That's why we have our 75-25 split. We can't do 90, because remember, you're trading real money. So we're actually going to put your trades to market using our liquidity provider, which right now is Forex, but we're in the talks with a few more. So, yeah. I mean, do you want to just trade with a casino against a prop firm, or do you want to trade with a prop firm? Think of it like a partnership. We are partnering up to take on the market and make some profits. So there's really zero reason, if you get a payout from us and you're profitable, there's zero reason why we would not pay you out, because you made us money, you made money, we're going to split those profits. We're not going to go broke. We're not going to any of that. We're not going anywhere, like the guy said in Wolf of Wall Street. We're not going anywhere. Because, yeah, I don't want to rant. I get into these rants about that, because the prop industry, it's sad how scammy a lot of these prop firms are, and they're just trying to get as much money rinsed out of you as possible without you getting any returns. Of course, BullRush is here to change the industry. We're here to make sure that you become better traders with our trading competitions, with our challenges, and of course with our prop firm. We want you to be the best trader you can be, and of course get that financial freedom by becoming an A-book trader, trading in the market, and everything else. You got any questions about that? Let us know, but A-booked is the way to go. So the Profit Sprint, join the Profit Sprint, because that's a great way to get a really good discount on an A-book challenge, 10K and 2 5Ks. You got really good chances of winning that. I mean, on that note as well, we have a huge discount right now for our prop firm. So since we're talking about prop, let me just go into this. We have 5K, 10K, 25K, 50K, 100K, and 200K. There's 4 challenges, or 4 levels, I should say. 2 challenges, Challenge 1 and Challenge 2. Challenge 1 has a 10% profit target. Challenge 2 has a 2% profit target. Level 3 is going to have a 10% profit target, and then level 4 has no profit target. what these are. First two are challenges just to see if you know what you're doing and make sure you're not gambling, right? The third challenge is going to be just like every other prop firm, be booked, right? So where you're going to be able to get a payout, and it's on demand. For level 3 and 4, the payouts are on demand. So whenever you get 1% profit, you can request a payout. So on demand payout for level 3 and 4. But level 3 is be booked, remember. So you're in there until you get 10%. You can get a withdrawal anytime, but you're not going to be moved over to level 4 until you hit that 10%. Now, once you hit that 10% profit target, you're going to be moved over to level 4. Now your trailing drawdown turns into a static drawdown, and you have no profit target. You can get withdrawals on demand whenever you want, and you're going to live a beautiful, happy life. You're going to get a beautiful wife or husband, whatever, not judging. And you're just going to live a beautiful life, have beautiful kids, and be financially free. So that's the prop accounts that we offer. Now let me tell you about this huge discount. Shout out to Master Terrace Ford Best. If you're in our Discord, we have tons. He gives some really great analysis in our Discord every single day. I look forward every day, and it's a privilege to have you this morning in our live stream here. Make sure to have that arepa, Master Terrace Ford Best. I didn't have one this morning. But back to this discount, we're doing 66% off. If you guys have been listening for the last few weeks, you know we've been doing this all month for our our 5K accounts. And for the last 2 weeks here of July, I went in there. I did my little Oprah Winfrey kind of free stuff, giveaway stuff, and I was able to secure for 2 weeks 66% off on 10K and 25K accounts. Now, not only is this booked, but you're going to get a $25,000 account for $60. Find me anywhere else on the internet where you're going to get a 25K account for $60 that's not going to scam you. Because we've already established we're booked, so you're going to get your payout. So find me another person that's offering a $25,000 booked or any be booked, screw it, be booked account too for $60. You can't beat that. If $30 for a 10K account, I mean at that point $30 here in America, when you go to Starbucks, you're paying $8 for one coffee. Just don't have coffee for a week, and now you can afford a $10,000 book challenge. And if you're not that confident, hop into the 5K challenge. That's $15. That's a nice meal at whatever fast food restaurant you want to go to. $15, you're going to get a $5,000 challenge account. I mean, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. So enough of these shameless plugs. Let's highlight some of our winners here. We also did our tournament. I forgot to mention that. We have our Battle of the Bulls and our 100K July main event. So Battle of the Bulls, let's check that out. If anybody doesn't know, this is a free tournament. It goes all month. We have it every month, and the prizes are spectacular. So it's a 10K prop account for first, 5K prop account for second, and 5K prop account for third. And this one's completely free. For all you guys that don't want to spend money to better yourself, this is something where you guys can spend money, or you don't have to spend any money, and you could potentially win. Round 1 is in progress currently. If you don't know how our tournaments go, you either split up into 2 groups or 4 groups, and the 4 groups, the top 50% from each group will be moved on to round 2, and then round 2, obviously, there's 3 prizes, so the top 3 people win a prize. Simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? That's what I say. One more thing before we get into some news here. Great job. Yep. Oh, the 100. Oh, I don't even want to talk. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more in depth at the end of this conversation, at the end of this call, in probably like 30 minutes, we'll go in depth. But I'm going to announce at the end of this, or I won't even say announce because technically I'm not supposed to be talking about this, but for you guys in the stream, because I appreciate you guys are my BullRush army, I'm going to tell you guys about a competition, and don't tell anybody. Keep it on the DL. Keep this within this stream. Okay, we're gonna be giving away $100,000 in one competition very soon. Actually, I think it's 110,000. Actually, it's a little bit more. It's 110,000 that we're giving away in one competition. And can you guess what first place is gonna be winning? First place is gonna be taking home $50,000 US dollars, US cold hard cash money. 50,000. That's life changing, and that's all from one competition. So stay tuned. We'll talk a little bit more. I mean, I can't tell you too much because remember, it's not even announced yet. This is only for my live stream fam. But insane. You're not gonna want to miss this. You're not gonna want to miss this competition. And I mean, you could 1,000 extra money in this, but yeah, 50,000 to first and 110,000 of total prizes. This is going to be our biggest competition, so stay tuned to the end and I'll give you a little bit more information about it, and you guys will be the first to know. But before that, let's hop into a quick word from our fearless leader, our CEO, Trent Hare, and we will continue. So give me 1 second. I am frozen over here. So give me 1 sec and we will go into this commercial, and then I'll tell you more about Forex, the latest Forex news, the latest crypto news. You know, crypto's through the roof. I'm going to give you all the insights and then the latest sports news. Pretty good, right? Pretty good, right? Oh, by the way, I just wanted to say something here. If you don't already, I mean, you might be watching this on YouTube, you might be watching this on Twitch, you might be watching this on Facebook, Twitter. There's a lot of different places we're streaming this. So if you're not watching this on YouTube and you're watching this on any of those other things, platforms, I just want to make sure that you guys are following us on YouTube. You might be watching. Yes, just wanted to make sure that you guys check out our YouTube. We got a lot of really great videos. We've been doing some man on the street interviews. What we were at recently, SBC. So we interviewed how much people actually know about sports betting. If you are new to trading and you want to learn and you don't want to pay, there's all these guys. I'm going to give you guys some real game here. If you don't want to spend thousands, hundreds, thousands of dollars on somebody's course, how do you trade? How do you do all this? Well, boom. We have our own course here, BullRush Academy course. We give you all of the basics. We're always releasing about weekly, releasing a video about trading. This one you can see it's about candlesticks in under a minute. Very beautiful. You get to look at my beautiful face all the time here, and it's just a great thing. Even if you know a little bit about trading, you could watch these and get a little refresher on what to do better, what you're doing wrong, what you can do just in general to increase and or just sorry. Bleh, to watch just maybe there's something that you didn't know, an angle about BullRush Academy, or angle about some charts that you didn't know. There's a lot of different things that you can learn here through all of our videos here, and if there's any topics that you want us to cover, let me know and I'd be happy to cover those. Also, if you go over here to BullRush, it's not 100% right now, we're still working on building it. .com. So if you go over here to BullRush, oh wow, that was a weird one. You can tell our editing got better throughout time as well. If I want to go over here, see if it loads. Boom, we have our own educational website. So again, if you're brand new, trust me, I've made this mistake. I spent hundreds of dollars on these bullshit courses. Trust me, I've made the same mistake. Don't buy those courses. If you don't want to go to BullRush Academy, go to Baby Pips. I don't like seeing people waste money and get scammed. So don't buy these crazy people's courses. If you want to find good people that are actually going to teach you real stuff, go on our YouTube, go to our interviews playlist and listen to those guys. We've only interviewed people that are legit, that don't like to scam, and they're not teaching you, side note. I'll give you this side note here. If somebody ever comes up to you and they have a Discord, or they have a Telegram, or some kind of private channel, a WAP I see is getting really popular, WAP or something like that, and they're saying, pay me, X amount of money a month to get my signals. I see that, and I see people fall out for that all the time. They don't want you to get better, and you're never going to be a good, profitable trader if you're just following signals or just following other people's trades. Go somewhere where they're going to teach you something. Go somewhere where either they have a course where they actually teach you something, not like a course where it's like, this is a course for my winning method. No. Follow one where they're like, this is my course about technical analysis. This is my course about RSI. This is my course about whatever the course is about. It has to be about something that you can actually learn. If it's very vague and they're like, this is my winning strategy, or this is my Discord where you're just going to get all my signals and stuff, guess what? You're never going to get better. You're never going to learn. And eventually that person is not going to keep hitting on those great signals. And the dark reality of it is they're probably not even giving you the best ones. They're just throwing some out, hoping shit sticks. So at the end of the day, join a course, take the initiative to learn for yourself. If you're just paying to follow somebody else, you're never going to learn. And yes, you may make money in a day. You may make money for a week. You may make money for a month. But are you going to make this a career? Are you going to make life-changing money? Probably not. So I encourage everybody to do your own research. Find people who are actually teaching you stuff. There is no short route. Unless your parents are billionaires or millionaires and they can, or you got a trust fund or something like that, which, nothing against you, good on you. You got lucky. Congratulations. You're going to have to work hard. So you either work hard, and learn as much as you can. Be a sponge. So go to places like Baby Pips, go to places like BullRush Academy, like our YouTube channel. We have tons of things that you can do to better yourself with our BullRush competitions, and of course our course. So you're going to go over here to all courses. And right now we have one course that's out for free, but we're working on a few more courses, one on crypto, one even on sports picking. So right now we just have the Forex basics course. So you're going to go here. Right now I'm logged in, so I've already joined the course, but you can join the course absolutely for free. There's 18 different lessons in here and ending with a quiz. Once you go in here, you can see all of the different sections. We got 4 sections, and you're going to learn everything from what is Forex, what's a pip, when not to trade, Forex indicators, parabolic SAR, Bollinger Bands, candlesticks, how to read candlesticks, understanding candlesticks, reversals, trend lines, pivot points, etc., etc., etc. With this lesson right here, you're not going to be a pro. You're not going to be an expert, but you're going to know enough to start. This is your course, so you have the base knowledge to start trading, to start your journey and all of that good stuff. So that's that. Um, Yes, we were going to go over news. I'm sorry. I completely lost my track here. We went over all of this other great stuff. And remember, stay to the end. If you heard me a few minutes ago, I see a bunch more people had just recently joined the live stream. We're giving away $110,000 very soon here. 110,000 smackaroos in one competition. First place is going to be winning $50,000 and potentially a lot more because we're going to get into it, but there's going to be a lot of opportunity to win even more money than that. But just one prize, there's a ton of prizes, but just one prize is $50,000, a total of $110,000 worth of prizes, and people can win more than one prize. So stay tuned because we're going to be talking about that at the end. Not talking, I should say, because this isn't released. I'm not supposed to be talking about this. This is only for my peeps here in this live stream, so keep it on the download. Don't tell your friends. Just save it until we actually announce it. But I'm telling you guys just because you guys were cool enough to enter this live stream. So let's go over some news and then we'll talk all about that cash money everybody wants. So first off, we're going to be talking about some Forex. So the greenback surged 0.4% intraday gain Thursday yesterday after former President Trump denied speculation that he planned to remove Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Traders had been rattled by earlier reports suggesting potential interference in Fed leadership, but Trump's statement helped calm nerves and lifted the dollar. The yen and euro remained under pressure, with the yen also weighed down ahead of this weekend's Japanese elections, which we'll get into in a little bit here. The next story. Meanwhile, a stronger dollar applied pressure on gold markets. Bullion prices dipped Thursday as solid U.S. economic data reduced prices. Bullion prices dipped Thursday as solid U.S. economic data reduced safe haven demand. Still, analysts note that ongoing global policy uncertainty is keeping gold in focus for long-term investors. I know gold is that's one thing I regret was gold was I never hopped in on the gold trend, and I remember I had an opportunity to buy a whole bunch at like 1,800 or 1,900 an ounce, and I just looked. Anybody here in the States knows about Costco. I think it's in China now too, and a few other countries. But Costco's a big store here, a club. We call them membership stores, or like a club store where you have to have a membership. And I was looking online, and they're selling gold. And I remember when I had the opportunity, it was from them, and they were selling it for like 1,800 or 1,900 an ounce. Now they're selling it for like 33. I forgot what the amount is, but 3,300 an ounce, and I was like, damn, like could have bought a couple ounces, but it is what it is. You know, this is what we learn. Thankfully, I did take advantage of the crypto lows, and anybody who bought crypto low a few weeks or months ago is pretty happy. They could buy a lot of BullRush challenges right now. But before we go to crypto, let's go back to Asia, back to the Japanese yen. So the Japanese yen continued its slide yesterday, and today the yen trended around 148.80 to the US dollar, marking a fresh bout of weakness amid growing uncertainty. Over the July 18 elections. Investors are closely watching for any potential shakeup in Japan's political landscape, which could impact fiscal and monetary stability. Analysts note that the market is already pricing in increased volatility, especially if the election outcome undermines Prime Minister Kishida's economic agenda or brings unexpected shift in leadership. So we'll be keeping tight track of that as that progresses. And of course, July 18th, that is today. So by next Friday, we'll give you some results of that election. Going on to crypto, we begin with Bitcoin's massive rally. While I talk about this, let's just have the Bitcoin chart price up here just to make it a little more interesting, because My golly, this was beautiful. I mean, if we look at the last 7 days here, we saw a huge spike here on the 14th, which was Monday, I believe, all the way up to 122,000. It's come down a little bit since then, but golly, last 30 days, we're up 14%, 90, 39%. Last year, everybody's saying, "Oh my gosh, crypto, Bitcoin's had all this volatility." If you're year to year, it's still up 83% this year. I'll tell you guys about a new strategy that I'm using for my crypto and kind of my just assets in general here at the end of the crypto section. I'll give you my piece, but let's get into the crypto news real quick. Oh yeah, let me pull up this. Let me just keep this chart up while we talk about Bitcoin at least here. So we begin in Bitcoin's massive rally. The world's leading cryptocurrency has surged past $120,000 for the first time ever, an all-time high here. So we hit 122,000. The highest was $122,688.72 at 7:14, which was Monday at 3:43 a.m. Eastern time. The total trade volume was $48 billion worth of trade volume. So the explosive move comes amid a flood of institutional inflows and renewed optimism sparked by the U.S. government's Crypto Week, which we'll talk about in a sec here, a series of pro-crypto legislative efforts designed to provide regulatory clarity and market confidence. Experts say that the rally marks a major shift in how traditional finance is embracing decentralized assets. We saw a ton more. I think MicroStrategy bought a few 100 million more of crypto. We've seen a bunch of other institutions open up more ETFs, and of course we saw inflow on those ETFs grow drastically throughout the last week here, which we see. We see the depth chart here. Right now, it's higher on the sell, but of course we ride. We still prevail. Yeah, I mean, $2 trillion market cap. I think I saw this correctly. Bitcoin is like the fourth or fifth biggest asset in the world, only with like Microsoft and Nvidia ahead of it. It's actually, let's look that up. Because I saw this chart the other day. Top assets ranked by market cap. Yes, so it's number 6. So it just went down a little bit. I think it was up when we were up at 122,000. It was number 5. Now it's down to 6. But isn't this insane? This is really crazy to think about. Bitcoin in market cap is bigger than Google, bigger than all silver traded in the world, bigger than Meta, which, if you don't remember, Meta is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, the little VR Quest goggles and shit. It's so much stuff, bigger than Tesla, Broadcom, Saudi Aramco, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan Chase, Walmart, Oracle, Eli Lilly, Visa. I guarantee you, almost every single person in the world that has a debit or credit card, right? And especially if they have more, there's a good chance it's a Visa. And then, of course, next up, MasterCard, Netflix. It's really crazy. And then just looking at this too, not even talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum is bigger than, I just talked about gold at Costco. Johnson & Johnson, which was one of the biggest vaccine manufacturers recently. Procter & Gamble, Palantir, Home Depot, Bank of America, Samsung, Coca-Cola, Alibaba. It's really crazy seeing these things that were fringe just a few years ago, and things that everybody looked at as scams, or it's only going to be around for a little bit, now bigger than some of the world's biggest companies. I mean, it's the 6th biggest traded asset by market cap. 6th biggest. The only thing ahead of that is Amazon, which, when you look at this, it's only by 0.003 trillion. So what is that? By $3 million. Sorry, $3 billion. So $3 billion, which sounds, it is an astronomical number, but when you're looking at numbers this astronomical in the trillions, it's really not that much. So Bitcoin is only $3 billion away from passing Amazon. And then the only things ahead of it are Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, and of course gold, because gold is absolutely pumping right now with $22 trillion market cap. Absolutely insane there. But we move on. So speaking of regulation, which we just talked about with was one of the reasons for Bitcoin's massive growth here. In a landmark moment, the U.S. House of Representatives, sorry, mic almost fell here. Oh, one sec. I don't know what's happening. Technical difficulties. Here we go. In the landmark moment, the U.S. House of Representatives has passed a trio of crypto deals. That's three, including the highly anticipated Clarity Act. The new legislation outlines clear jurisdiction between the SEC, the CFTC, and the CFTC, long a gray area in U.S. crypto policy. It also solidifies the framework for stablecoins while restricting the Federal Reserve from issuing its own central bank digital currency. Analysts say this dual-tracked approach could unlock even more institutional participation and foster long-term industry growth. For anybody that doesn't know, the Federal Reserve wanted to issue its own central bank digital currency, and the whole idea was eventually remove the dollar, so get rid of cash and just replace it with the U.S. central bank digital currency. The issue with that is, one, now it's a government-controlled cryptocurrency, and the whole point of cryptocurrency obviously is decentralization. And if it's owned by one, or I guess I should say controlled by one government organization, what makes that different than US dollar? Also, they could hyperinflate that, they could deflate that. They would have complete digital control of your money, which, if you don't understand what that means, is even scarier than how much control they have over our money right now, because now they just have control over the value of the money, so they can hyperinflate it, hyper-deflate it. But if they have complete control of your digital money, which technically right now they do, anything you have in your bank accounts can be seized, frozen, assets can be seized, so anything digital is pretty much in the government's control. But you can still the old stuff some $100 bills in the mattress, put some in the ceiling tile. You can still carry cash, hide cash, and of course put things in other accounts. So there's still ways to hide money or make it not under the control of another entity. Of course, if crypto is completely decentralized, I mean, with some exchanges, yes, the government can come in, seize assets, all that stuff, but they don't have control over it like they do your U.S. currency, like they do over the banks, right? So with the government owning one of those, not only do they have a control of inflate it and deflate it, but they also have control of just, all of your money, all of your wealth, pluck it out. So that's good. Another really good thing for crypto, I think, overall, and talking about government coins across the Pacific, Shanghai is making moves of its own. Financial regulators in the city are reportedly exploring a yuan-pegged stablecoin framework. This marks a dramatic shift from China's earlier restrictions and may hint a broader re-engagement with the crypto policy at a national level. The proposed system could support cross-border trade, fintech innovation, and digital yuan interoperability. I'm fairly good with words. This is a word I've never seen. Interoperability. I'll look that up later. I'll get better for you guys. My bad. That word is interoperability. Never seen that one. All while giving Beijing more controlled exposure to digital asset infrastructure. Like I just said, over there in China, questionable. We're not gonna get into politics, international politics, but a lot of stuff's probably already controlled over there. So as far as how this would affect the people of China, I don't know. Internationally, of course, this would open up trade since we have just like USDC and all of our Tether, all of our stable coins, how it makes it so much easier to transfer currencies. Same thing over there. I think I'm pretty sure a lot of our stable coins are banned over there, so that may be the reason for that. While we're over here on crypto, let's just, since you guys know I love this so much, let's just get in and look at some other coins while we're here. So Bitcoin right now, 118,000. Oh, I forgot. I was going to tell you guys about my method, and I heard this, and this is not financial advice. It's just something to ponder on. And I definitely don't think you should do this with everything, but I do this with a good portion of my money. So I try to keep as little, and this is for people mostly in the US, but even in Europe, a lot of the value of a lot of currencies is not in our control, which, cryptocurrency is not really in our control, but it's not in someone else's control, which is the main part, right? A lot of these other currencies, like the US dollar here, we have inflation, which is caused by people, or not people, the Fed, just printing more money, which we have no control over. A handful of select people have control over that. So one method I've heard somebody else do, and I kind of do this, not again with 100%. I don't put everything into crypto, but what I try to do is cash I have, I try to keep zero US dollars. So as little US dollars as I can have, like in a savings account and stuff like that, I try to do that. I try to put in investments, different investments like physical assets, digital assets, stuff like that. But everything I buy with my credit card, cash, that's not being used to pay off debt or anything like that. I try to put it in crypto because every day, let's say every day or every year, let's say inflation devalues your money by 20%, right? Well, devaluing your money by 20%, inflation, let's say you have $1,000 one year, it's only value. Yes, you still have 1,000 in your bank account, but the value of that, the purchasing power of that is now only $800, right? Because we lost 20%. Bitcoin year over year is around 50% to 90% increase, right? So if I held everything in Bitcoin year over year, I'm going to fight inflation, right? And then I hold my debt in US dollars. So all my cash is in crypto, something that's going to be overall, yes, it has big ups and downs and swings and all that, but overall, year over year, every year, it's been profitable. So I'm going to have fighting inflation. So I'm not going to be losing. I'm actually going to be making money, the complete opposite of inflation, right? And then my debt, because all my debt is in US dollars, because of inflation, it's actually going to be shrinking if you think about it. So my $1,000 worth of debt is now, yes, it's still 1,000, but purchasing power wise, it's only $800 worth of debt. So I don't know if I explained that correctly. If you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, that's just some cool concept I always like to think of. Now, you don't have to do this with crypto specifically. I would say anything that's not US dollars, gold, put your money into something else. The only reason I personally like crypto is because it's very liquid. So even though, yes, it's very liquid. So I can take money out whenever I want. Hopefully in the US we pass that law to make this a financial store of wealth so we don't get charged tax on it. But I try to hold it in there, move it around, and use that as my cash account. And yes, it's going to go up. Yes, it's going to go down. But overall, year over year, it's still better than getting hit by that inflation and just watching my money rot away. Don't forget, we're going to be talking about $100,000 very soon, but let's just rock through these sports news really quick. So first off, Iga Swiatek. Sorry if you're Iga. Shout out to Iga. Your last name is just crazy. Wish I could pronounce it. Iga Swiatek has done it. The Polish tennis superstar claimed her maiden Wimbledon title this weekend, marking her 6th Grand Slam and finally conquering the grass at center court. Swiatek, we're just going to call her Iga. Iga long dominated on clay and hard courts, delivering a composed, emotional performance that ended years of near misses at the SW19. The win solidifies her legacy and broadens her dominance across all surfaces. A teary-eyed Iga called it a dream come true, capturing the hearts of fans around the world. And from the courts to the diamond, the Boston Red Sox have been on fire. After edging the Tampa Bay Rays 4-3 in the series opener, Boston is aimed for its 9th consecutive victory. Cedar Rafaela's clutch 2 RBI single sealed the latest win and kept the Sox momentum alive. Boston's bullpen has stepped up in recent weeks, and the offense continues to deliver in high-pressure situations. Can they keep the streak alive tonight? All eyes are on Fenway, and we'll find out in just a few hours. And in international rugby, Ireland delivers one of the most dominant performances in history, steamrolling Portugal 106-7. That's right, 16 tries, a staggering margin, and a massive statement ahead of the upcoming international fixtures. The Irish squad showed clinical execution and depth in all areas of the pitch. For Portugal, it was a tough outing, but a valuable experience against one of rugby's most elite teams. You could say this isn't just luck of the Irish. So, the 100K tournament, since you guys are here, I told you guys my live stream squad would get an exclusive sneak peek at what we have to offer. So let's hop into the website, and I can actually talk a little bit more because there is a sneak peek hidden here in the website. So if you go to the website, and you go to the home page, give it a sec. Sorry, I'm live streaming, so my computer's a little slow right now. So boom, just so you guys don't remember anybody that missed it, we extended our 66% off discount to our 10K and 25K accounts. So now 10K accounts start at $30 and 25K accounts start at $60. But if you go here, go all the way to the end, you see our NFL preseason showdown, where we're giving away 10,000 credit prize. That's $100, but don't worry, that's not the big one. The big one is right here, the NFL Survivor Series. So this is going to be our biggest cash prize to date. It says $100,000, but like I said, it's actually around $110,000. And what I'll say now is it's a $110,000 prize. First place, it's going to be 20 weeks, so it's going to be a Survivor Series. So, you know what? I'll give you guys a quick rundown. Like I said, this is secret, top secret, only from my peeps here. So top secret, only for you guys. Don't tell anyone. But it's going to be a 20-week tournament. Every week, the top 80% are going to be moved on to the next round. So you only got to be better than 20%. You got to be better than 20% of the people. So if you're in the top 80% of competitors, you're going to be moved on to the final round. Some of the rounds are the first place of each round is going to get automatically secure the final round. So if you get disqualified in any of the middle rounds, don't worry, you're still in the final round to get that $50,000 cash prize. I'll say that. And then what else should I leak to you guys about this? Yeah, first place is going to get $50,000. There's a ton of other prizes. And not only, you don't just have to wait to the 20th round to win prizes. There's going to be multiple of thousands of dollars worth of prizes that are given leading up to the competition as well. So there's going to be a huge prize pool at the end. Like I said, first place, the biggest prize is $50,000. But throughout the whole competition, there's going to be thousands of dollars that are given away every week. So stay tuned. It's going to be big, man. It is going to be huge. And you don't even have to watch NFL. There is going to be a entry fee. It's going to be $100 entry fee. You're going to want to make sure as soon as this is live. Let me see if it's live actually. You're going to want to make sure, so there's just the preseason. So this is free. Make sure you hop in there, $100 worth of prizes. But as soon as this tournament is live, you're going to want to make sure you're in it because it's $100 to enter. But if you don't join when it starts, we're going to have some satellite tournaments for you to enter, but those are going to be more than $100 to enter. So your cheapest price to enter this competition is $100 at the beginning. You have the chance of winning over $50,000. Because remember, $50,000 is only for the final week. The final grand prize for first place is $50,000. But remember, I told you there's a ton of opportunities to win money. So stay tuned. stay active, stay beautiful. Uh, you know what? I have another little quote. I heard this the other day. I think it was a Buddha quote from Buddha. So shout out to all my Buddhists. But it's a great quote. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. I had a lot of motivation problems. If you've listened to my podcast in the past, I'm saying not right now, but in the past, or confidence problems, I should say. With Mandy, we went over there. She gave a lot of great advice. Mandy Rafsanjani about confidence, and then also with William Davies, we talked to him, and he gave us a ton of great advice on motivation and confidence. And a lot of it is people just they look at it and they're like two things, right? So I read this book, and anybody who hasn't read this book, read it. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon, right? And he kind of talks about how someone's selling water in the village that he's in, and the guy's like, man, how am I gonna make money? This guy already sells water. There's not enough there's not enough money in the town for me to sell water. And what does he do? The guy who was currently selling water was carrying buckets and selling them in the town. He built like a contraption to move the water, so he made more money. The other guy made more money. The moral of the story is there's enough money in the world, hypothetically, for everybody to be a millionaire. So don't if you believe you can do something, you're halfway there. Now you just got to do it, right? And just some people don't believe they can do it, and they try to do stuff, and guess what? They only did half of the part. They executed, but they didn't believe in themselves, so they failed. If you believe and you have, and I don't just mean like, oh, I think I can do this live stream, or like, oh, I think I can start this business. You have to be like, I know I can start this business, because think. And now we're getting into another rant here, but think. I hate when people say I think I can do that, or I think I am this, because think, if I say I think I'm a man, well, then I don't know I'm a man, right? Because if you think something, that means you have doubt, right? And you can't know something that you doubt, right? So think is just one of the weird, like, yeah, you got to believe. I know I can do this. Not I think I can do it. I know I can do that. Because if you say I think, then you're already setting yourself up for failure there. It's been an amazing week. Don't forget, we have a 66% discount on those prop accounts. Also, anybody in London, if there's anybody in London here in this chat, you can meet me. Me and the whole BullRush team are going to be in London for the London Prop Trading Expo. And if you want a discount on tickets, use code BullRush, BullRush, and you're going to get 50% off your coupon, your tickets here. So enter code BullRush. And you're going to get a 50% off coupon. So yep, usually $20 or £20, you're going to get it for £10. So anybody in London, go check us out, the London Prop Trading Expo. We're going to be doing a ton of giveaways there. If you look, we got Justin, we got Trent Hare, our CEO, we got Jason Sen, who we've previously done an interview with. That's going to be there. We got William Davies, who we've done an interview with, who will be there. We got a ton of other really good, Rajan Dal, who we've previously done an interview with, who will be there. And of course, me, who will be there. We're going to have our own stage. So this is the first live event. We've done a few live events, but this is our first live event where we not only are we there and we have a booth, but we'll have a booth and we'll have our own BullRush Live stage where throughout the event, we'll be doing the BullRush Live podcast actually live in person for you. We'll be doing trivia where we're giving away cash and prizes. We're going to be doing a trading competition throughout the event. It's gonna be a two-part trading competition, one open to the public, and then I believe like the top 4 or 5 people, we're gonna have them come on stage. We're gonna have computers on stage. We're gonna have them trading live in front of everybody, and we're gonna give away nice big prize trophies. And like I said, we're gonna be doing giveaways. We're gonna be doing podcasts on there. I have some interviews lined up, possibly with Jason, possibly with Rajan, possibly with William. Who knows? I might be interviewing you. Who knows? So make sure you go on there, go to go to proptradingexpo.com and use the code BullRush for 50% off on your tickets. Follow us on Twitter at BullRushComp and YouTube at BullRushComp, and follow us on Instagram at BullRush_comp. I have had a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. If you need something else to join, we have our crypto weekend competition, which starts at 5 p.m. Eastern today. Free to join. Don't sit on your hands. Join that crypto weekend competition. And of course, for a deposit bonus, use code AMA promo or code deposit 100 for a 100% deposit bonus. And use code 100K for 66% off your A-Book prop firm. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing week next week. Stay beautiful. Stay smart. Stay trading. Stay competing. And I'll see you next week.